Light of the World, Learning English Through the Bible, Lesson A1, 16. Pray, Review and Preview. Bible reading. Joseph rises from prison to palace. Genesis chapter 39 verses 20 to 23, chapter 40 verses 4 to 22, chapter 41 verses 14 to 57, chapter 42 verses 3 to 25, chapter 45 verses 3 to 5. Theme: jobs. Pronunciation: f and m. Grammar: was, were, negative and questions. What do you see? What do you see? 1. Chef. 2. Teacher. 3. Doctor. 4. Mechanic. 5. Engineer. 6. Painter.
1. Chef. 2. Teacher. 3. Doctor. 4. Mechanic. 5. Engineer. 6. Painter.
Listen and repeat. 1. A doctor. A doctor. Doctors. Doctors. 2. A farmer. A farmer. Farmers. Farmers. 3. A pastor. A pastor. Pastors. Pastors. 4. A waiter. A waiter. Waiters. Waiters. Listen and repeat. 5. A musician. A musician. Musicians. Musicians. 6. A nurse. A nurse. Nurses. Nurses. 7. A teacher. A teacher. Teachers. Teachers. 8. A shepherd. A shepherd. Shepherds. Shepherds. Listen and repeat. 9. A baker. A baker. Bakers. Bakers. 10. A shopkeeper. A shopkeeper. Shopkeepers. Shopkeepers. 11. An artist. An artist. Artists. Artists. 12. An engineer. An engineer. Engineers. Engineers. Listen and repeat. Question: positive, negative. What was? What was not? Was I? Wasn't I? Was he? Was he not? Was she? Wasn't she? Was it? Was it not? What were? What were not? Were you? Weren't you? Were we? Were we not? Were they? Weren't they? 1. What was his job? He was a shepherd. Listen and repeat. What was your first job? I was a baker. What were your work hours? I worked Tuesday to Saturday from 4 p.m. to 12 a.m. How long were you a baker? 4 years. Listen and repeat. What is your job? I'm a teacher. When do you work? I work Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Do you teach in person or online? Both. On Mondays I teach in person, but the rest of the week I work online. Listen and repeat. 1. farmer, family. 4, Friday, Pharaoh. 2, m, must, musician, man, mechanic, Monday. A, the farmer works outside. B, Pharaoh was a king. Listen and repeat. Nurse, dream, store, God. Artist, farmer, pastor, baker. Shopkeeper, languages, family, English class. Joseph rises from prison to palace. Genesis chapter 39 verses 20 to 23, chapter 40 verses 4 to 22, chapter 41 verses 14 to 57, chapter 42 verses 3 to 25, and chapter 45 verses 3 to 5. Joseph was in prison for many years. One day the Pharaoh was angry with 2 servants, a wine waiter and a baker. He put them in prison. That night they both had dreams. In the morning they told their dreams to Joseph. Joseph told them God is the only one who can explain dreams. Joseph gave the correct meaning of their dreams. The wine waiter went back to work for the Pharaoh. The baker was killed. 2 years later, the Pharaoh had a dream. No one in Egypt was able to give its meaning. The Pharaoh got angry. Then his wine waiter said, "There is a man in prison who gives the correct meaning of dreams." The Pharaoh called Joseph from prison. Joseph said, "Your dream is from God. He will send 7 good years, then 7 years of famine. You need to prepare for the famine." So the Pharaoh made Joseph ruler of Egypt. Joseph stored much food. Then 7 years of famine came. Joseph saved all the people from famine. During the famine, Joseph's brothers came to Egypt to buy food. They did not recognize Joseph. He tested them. Then he told them, "I am Joseph, your brother." They were very afraid. Joseph cried and forgave his brothers. Then Joseph's father, brothers, wives, and children all came to live in Egypt. God blessed them. Answer the questions. 1. What happened to Joseph? 2. How did Joseph treat his brothers? 3. What does it mean to forgive? 4. Who do you need to forgive? Listen and write 1 word per line. 1. Farmer, farmer. The farmer was at his farm. Farmer. 2. Must, must. We must forgive others. Must. 3. Musician, musician. The musician wasn't able to come on Monday. Musician. 4. Military man, military man. The military man was dressed in green. Military man. 5. Friday, Friday. Friday was 4 days ago. Friday. 6. Pharaoh, Pharaoh. Pharaoh was the king of Egypt. Pharaoh. 7. Monday, Monday. I will visit the doctor on Monday. Monday. Write questions and ask your partner. Questions, answers. For example, 1. What was your first job? I was a wine waiter. Ask your partner questions about jobs. For example, what was your first job? Shopkeeper. What is your job now? Pastor. When do you work? Monday to Wednesday, 12 p.m. to 9 p.m. Guess the job game. 1 and 2 homework. 1. Read the next lesson's Bible verses, Exodus chapter 3, verses 9 to 12, chapter 5, verses 1 to 11, chapter 12, verses 21 to 42, chapter 20, verses 1 to 17 in your language. 2. Write sentences about jobs that you and your family had. Use was, were, I, he, she, and more. For example, A. I was a childminder. My father was a farmer. 3. Write the names of jobs. For example, 1. A doctor, doctors. Write and say the sentences. A. There are lots of jobs. B. I was a farmer. C. They were teachers. D. My mother was a baker. E. My friends were musicians. F. The engineers work Monday to Friday. 5. Homework. Put the sentences in order from 1 to 6 from the story of Joseph rises from prison to palace. Joseph and his brothers met in Egypt. Joseph explained Pharaoh's dream. The baker and wine waiter met Joseph in prison. Joseph and his father rejoiced. Egypt was saved from famine. Joseph was in prison. 6. Homework. Choose one verse to memorize. A. But if you don't forgive others, then your Father in heaven will not forgive the wrongs you do. Matthew chapter 6, verse 15 in the ERV. B. When you are praying and you remember that you are angry with another person about something, forgive that person. Forgive them so that your Father in heaven will also forgive your sins. Mark chapter 11, verse 25 in the ERV. 6. Homework. Choose one verse to memorize. C. In all the work you are given, do the best you can. Work as though you are working for the Lord, not any earthly master. Colossians chapter 3, verse 23 in the ERV. 7. Homework. Was, were, wasn't, weren't. A. How long Joseph in prison? B. What his job? C. He able to explain the king's dreams? D. Who the 2 servants sent to prison? E. No, Joseph killed. F. No, they able to give the meaning of the dream. A. How do you apply for these jobs? Which job B needs experience? C is on the weekends. D is in the morning. E needs good English. F. Do you like? 9. Homework. Write your answer. Write about a job you had. 1. I was a. 2. I worked in. 3. I worked from. 2. 4. I liked the. 5. I didn't like the. 10. Homework. Now I can. I can talk about jobs. I can understand, say, read and write the 12 vocabulary words. I can use was and were to ask and answer questions. Closing prayer.